Test, test. All right, are we ready to start? Okay. Good morning, boys and girls. All right, I'm Madam City. Now, today we are going to have the primary 4 storytelling competition, right? We have students in the library from 4A, 4B, 4C, 4D, and 4E and 4F. Let's give ourselves a round of applause. All right. Now, let me just go through the competition rules quickly with you. And then after that, we will start. Okay. So, you know that the story for today is an inspiring story that you have to tell us. All right. And then you must keep to your storytelling performance of only 3 to 5 minutes. Tell your story well. Use appropriate voices for your characters. Speak clearly, okay? And look at the audience. We have 2 judges here with us, Madam Laili and Miss Chua. Okay, they will be assessing you on the different components that we have talked about, which is how you talk about the theme of the story, whether you're being creative and original, how's your voice projection and expression, as well as are you engaging all of us. Okay, so without further ado, let's start this competition. Judges, are you ready? Yes, all right. We will start in no particular order. Students from 4A. Let's give them a round of applause. We have let's have Sen Er first. Sen Er, come to the front. Oh, 2 of them together. Sen Er with Srinidhi. All right. And they have their props with them. Okay, everyone in the library must give them your respect and listen, okay? Those in the classroom, listen and watch the storytelling performance carefully. Okay, girls, once you're ready, you can start.
Good morning, teachers. Today we are going to share with you a story about the King's Boulder. Once upon a time, in a faraway kingdom, there was a wise and kind king who loved his people dearly. Sadly, he felt that they were not helpful and kind.
One day, he decided to teach them an important lesson about helping others. He instructed his men to place a big boulder on a busy roadway. As the days went by, many people passed by the road, but instead of helping, they simply walked around the boulder. No one tried to remove the heavy stone.
One bright morning, a hard-working farmer named Jack was going to the market to sell fresh vegetables from his farm. When he saw the boulder blocking the road, he placed his basket on the ground and tried to push the boulder aside. It was not easy. Jack struggled. With all his might, little by little, the boulder started to move. He finally succeeded in moving the boulder aside. Feeling relieved, Jack picked up his basket of vegetables and continued his way. But then he noticed a huge sack lying on the ground where the boulder has been. Curious, he opened the sack and found it filled with shiny gold coins. Inside the sack, there was a note from the king praising Jack for his kindness and hard work, and rewarding him with the gold for removing the boulder from the road. Jack was overjoyed and grateful for the king's kindness and generosity. He shared some of his gold with his neighbors in need.
Word spread quickly about Jack's good fortune and how he earned it by helping others. The people of the kingdom admired Jack's selflessness, and they too began to lend a hand to those in need, just like Jack had done. Thank you.
Thank you very much, girls. That was a very nice and interesting story, right, everybody? Yes, let's give them a round of applause again. All right, thank you. Okay, next up, we'll get the 4A students to pack up first. You see, they are well prepared for this competition. They have their props and all that. Wow, I'm very impressed with 4A. All right. Okay, the judges are still deciding on the mark, so we give them a while. Okay, we look for, now it's the 4B students' turn. Okay, let's have Nur Fitri and Nur Sazia, is it? Right? You're doing it together? All right. Now, children, please come closer to the mic, okay, because your friends in the classroom may not be able to hear you, okay? Are we ready? Okay. Judges, you are ready? All right. Girls, once you're ready, you may begin.
Good morning, teachers and Concordians. Today we are going to read the story called A Butterfly Struggles. One day, a man sees a butterfly trying to emerge from its cocoon. As he watches the butterfly struggle to get out, he decides to help the butterfly by using scissors to cut the cocoon until it's completely open. The butterfly is then able to easily escape. However, it cannot have a swollen body and undeveloped wings. The man watched as the butterfly struggled to fly or even just crawl around.
While he had tried to do a good deed for the butterfly, he realized he ended up hurting its chances of a healthy life. The moral is some struggles
Are important to go through in life because they shape us into strong people. Nature designed the butterfly bodies to go through a struggle before it can fly. Thank you.
All right. Now, we have the 4C students coming up. Where are you, 4C? Okay, wait, hold on. Do you need to set up props? Yeah, okay. You hold on a while. The judges are still. I know. Okay. Wait for a while. 4C. Yeah, we have Adira and Melanie, right?
Yes.
Just on for.
Take this.
That's just one.
Good
morning, teachers and friends.
I am Adira.
And I am Melanie. We are from class 4C. Today, we are going to share a story titled The Grateful Starfish. The sun shines brightly in the sky. Seagulls glide through the air as the sound of crashing waves fills the beach. Mrs. Harry, a novel writer, was taking her usual morning stroll in the beach. She loves to go for a walk on the beach in the morning as it helps her feel calm and relaxed. Usually, she does her writing after her morning walk. Now that I'm done with my morning walk, I should probably get home and do my writing. As usual, one morning, Mrs. Harry was taking her morning walk. To her surprise, she saw the beach. She saw many starfishes scattered around the beach. She wondered what could have caused the starfish to be out of the water. As she was deep in thought, she noticed a young girl picking something off the sand and throwing it into the sea. What is she doing? Feeling curious, Mrs. Harry waited for the girl to come closer to her. As she was taking her steps, the girl effortlessly picked and threw something into the sea. As she got closer to Mrs. Harry could now finally see clearly what she was doing. She was picking up and throwing every single stranded starfish that was ashore back into the sea. Mrs. Harry said, "What are you doing? Why are you throwing the starfish into the sea?"
The girl paused, looked up, and said, "Throwing starfishes into the sea. The tide washed them up onto the beach, and they cannot return to the sea by themselves," the youth replied. When the sun gets high, they will die unless I throw them back into the sea.
Feeling confused, Mrs. Harry asked, "But there must be tens of thousands of starfish on this beach. I'm afraid you won't be able to make much of a difference."
The girl bent down, picked up yet another starfish, and threw as far as she could into the sea. Then she turned around, smiled, and said, "It made a difference to that one."
Mrs. Harry thought about it for a second before realizing the girl was right. "Yes, I agree with you. Every little bit counts. If we work together, we can make our planet a better place." Mrs. Harry was surprised that she could learn something from such a young girl.
The moral of the story: all of us get the several opportunities to make a positive change, but more often we delay our actions, waiting for anyone else to initiate. We start procrastinating to the bigger challenges by rationalizing how much of a difference can I really make. We might not be able to change the whole world, but at least we can change a small part of it.
Be the change for someone and bring the change. Thank you for listening
to our story.
Thank you very much, girls. Okay, be a positive change and make a difference when you can. Okay, that's a very, very good note for all of us. Okay, let's wait for the judges to talk about the marks. Okay, in the meantime, the other group for 4C, are you ready? Okay, come, walk slowly up. Sure. We have Darshin Subaraj and Muhammad Yusuf. Correct? Okay. Judges, you ready? All right. Boys? Okay, boys, when you are ready, you may begin.
Good morning, teachers, fellow Concordians, and valued guests. I am Darshan.
And I am Yusuf. Today, we are going to tell you a story about Joseph Schooling, the first Singaporean to win an Olympic gold medal.
When Joseph was a little boy, he loved listening to stories about his grand uncle Lloyd.
the first Singaporean to go to an Olympic Games. He would always say, "When I am older, I want to go to the Olympic Games too." When he was in the bathtub, he would always say, "Wim, wim, I want to swim," which meant swim. One day, Joseph asked his father if he could go to swimming training. "Dad, may I go to swimming training?" Joseph asked curiously.
Yes, you can when you're 8 years old.
Yay, another 2 years. Eh, Jo- to Joseph's surprise, one day he met Michael Phelps at the Singapore Island Country Club. At first, he was shy to go ask Michael Phelps since he was so famous. But eventually, he mustered up enough courage to ask Michael to take a photo. "Michael, may I take a photo with you, please?" Joseph asked shyly.
Sure, Michael replied.
But little did Joseph know that a bit of Michael's Olympic magic had rubbed off on him. When Joseph was not studying at Anglo-Chinese school, he would sometimes skip going out with his friends to go to swimming training.
Joseph, come, let's go to my house and play.
"I can't. I need to go to swimming training," so Joseph said disappointedly.
It's okay. And they parted ways.
When Joseph wanted to go to America, since in America the swimming trainers were better. So when he was 15, he asked his parents, "Mom, may I go to America to train for swimming?"
Sure, but you must study hard, okay?
"Okay, I will." And so Joseph went to America. But it was difficult for Joseph. He was always late to his swim meets since he always turned off his alarm clock. And it was difficult for him having a roommate and folding his own laundry. But he pushed through and he succeeded. In the 2012 Olympics, the officials told Joseph he was wearing the wrong swimming cap and swimming goggles.
Hey, Joseph, you're wearing the wrong cap and goggles.
"What I am?" Joseph asked, confused.
Yes, you are.
Oh. Joseph got upset and he did not place in the 2012 London Olympics.
And Joseph comes in last, the announcer said.
In the next 2 years, Joseph went to the SEA Games and won 2 gold medals. Finally, in another 2 years, at the 2016 Olympics in Rio, Brazil, Joseph was ready to go on and swim. Singaporeans were glued to their TV screens on the morning of 13 August 2016, the morning of the 100-meter swimming butterfly.
Then the starter buzzed.
Joseph swam as fast as he could to reach the finish line. He was determined to win the first gold medal for his country.
Then he reached the end in 50 seconds.
Singaporeans cheered for him as he got first place. Everybody else he was competing with tied for second.
Then Then Joseph earned Singapore's first Olympic gold medal.
As Joseph was standing on the placer on the highest step for first place, he said, as Majula Singapura rang out of the speakers, he said, "I think this means more to my fellow Singaporeans than it does to me. If Joseph could achieve his dreams, you can achieve your dreams too with enough determination."
Thank you.
Thank you very much, boys. That was really, really an inspiring story. Good. All right. Now for E, get ready. And this is 4C, is it? Okay, 4D. 4D, Okay, the first team or the first pair.
Yes.
Okay,
Yes.
hold on. Okay, we have Anaki, right? Anaki with Anna. Okay,
Hello.
they are both from 4D. All right. Okay, once both of you are ready, you may begin.
Good morning, teachers and friends. Today I'm going to share with you an inspirational story called Grace for President. This story is about a young girl trying to achieve her dreams.
One morning in September, Miss Barrington rolled out a big poster with all the president pictures on it. Grace could not believe in her eyes.
Where are the girls? That's a very good question. The truth is, our country has never had a woman president before, Mrs. Barrington explained. No girl president ever? Grace asked.
Grace sat at her desk and stood. No, girls. Whoever heard of such a crazy thing?
No, I'm afraid not, Mrs. Barrington said in a solemn tone.
Finally, she raised her hands.
Yes, Grace? I've been thinking it over and I'd like to be president. Several students laughed. Well, I think that's a star-spangled idea, Grace. In fact, we can have our own election right here at Woodrow Wilson Elementary. Would anyone like to run for president?
The snickering in the room stopped. Grace smiled, and nobody raised their hand. Becoming president was going to be easy after all, Grace thought.
The next day, Mrs. Barrington made an important announcement. In the name of democracy, I've invited Mr. Waller's class to join our election. Their class has nominated Thomas Gott to be their presidential candidate.
Grace's heart sank. Thomas was a school spelling bee champion, and his science experiment always took the blue ribbon. And he's a captain of the soccer team. Becoming president wasn't really going to be easy after all, Grace thought.
The teachers put the names of all 50 states in the District of Columbia into a hat. Everyone got to choose a state except for Grace and Thomas.
I'm Michigan, said Robbie. What does the number 17 mean?
Each state is assigned a certain number of electoral votes. That number is determined by how many people live in that state. Each of you will be a representative of your state, Mrs. Barrington told Ravi.
Altogether, our countries have 538 electoral votes, Mr. Waller explained. On the election day, the candidate who received 270 electoral votes or above wins the election, Mr. Waller said. Becoming president was really not going to be easy after all, Grace thought to herself.
Grace came up with her campaign slogan, Make History, Vote Grace Campbell for President. Thomas came up with his campaign slogan too, Vote for Thomas Gott, the best man for the job. Each week, the teachers set aside time for the candidates to meet their constituents.
Grace listened to what the issues were important to the students and she made a list of promises. A peaceful school, no bullies, a cleaner school, no littering, better hot lunches, no more cheese soup. Thomas also made his list of promises. Free tutoring, free soccer lessons, cheese soup every week. Grace and Thomas made campaign posters and buttons. Polls were taken, voters were making their choice. Will it be Grace or Thomas?
Grace continued to campaign. At recess, she gave speeches.
During lunch, she handed out free cupcakes. After school, she had rallies.
Meanwhile, Thomas was as cool as a cucumber, as he had cleverly calculated that the boys held slightly more votes than the girls.
At recess, Thomas studied his spelling words, and during lunch, he worked on his latest science experiment. And after school, he played football.
Even before the competition, Grace made good on her promises. She joined the safety squad to ensure a safer learning environment for her peers. She organized a beautification committee for her school, and she volunteered her time in the school cafeteria. In early November, Woodrow Wilson Elementary School hosted a special assembly election day. As Grace and Thomas took their places on stage, the school band began to play.
Henry was the first representative to oppose a microphone. The Yellowhammer State of Alabama cast its 9 electoral votes for Thomas Cobb. Fletcher was next. The last frontier of Alaska cast its 3 electoral votes for the best man for the job, Thomas Cobb. So we went state after state. It cast their electoral votes. The scoreboard in the gymnastics kept track of the totals.
After tallying the scores, Grace looked at the scoreboard. Thomas had 268 scores, but she had 267. Thomas had a smug look plastered on his face, but Grace felt sick. As the last state walked up on the podium, everyone held their breath, and it was
Wyoming.
represented by Sam. All eyes were on Wyoming. Finally, Sam cleared his throat. He looked at Thomas. He looked at Grace. He looked down at Grace's handmade flag and said,
The equally state of Wyoming cast its 3 electoral votes for Grace Campbell. The gymnasts erupted in loud cheers and a few boos. Miss Barrington approached to the podium.
With 270 electoral votes, Grace Campbell is the winner, Mrs.
Tom-
Barrington explained.
Thomas looked stunned. Grace hugged Sam.
Why did you do it?
Sam handed Grace his flag because I thought you were the best person for the job.
The following week, the students in Mrs. Barrington's class prepared for their career day presentation. Grace volunteered to go first. As she walked up in front of the class, she glanced at a nearby poster on the wall and said, "My name is Grace Campbell, and when I grow up, I want to be the President of the United States."
This time, everyone believed that she would. The end.
The moral of this story is, no matter who your competitor is, if you work hard enough, you'll achieve your goal. Thank you for listening
Thank
to
you.
us.
Thank you very much, children. Okay, that's a good story. All right. Now we'll have the next team from 4D to get ready first. Okay, you can put your props first. While waiting for the judge to discuss the marks. Take my All right. Judges, are you ready? All right. Okay, girls. This is from 4D.
Test.
We have 4D. Yeah, didn't we? Okay, never mind. Your names are
Mansi and Havisha.
Mansi and Havisha.
Hello.
All right, girls, when you're ready, you may begin.
Good morning, teachers and our fellow schoolmates. My name is Havisha.
And my name is Mansi.
Today we are going to read a story. The title is Be Good, Don't Be Jealous. Once upon a time, there was a girl named Rose in a village. She was 7 years old and she was the only child to her parents. Rose was old enough to go to school. Her parents sent her to a nearby school by their house. Rose was very happy, thinking that she would start going to school. Bye, Mom. Bye, Dad. It was Rose's first day in school. Her first day in school was real fun. She made many new friends. All of them were her age. They were all very friendly, except for a girl named Jasmine. Rose learned a lot of new subjects such as English, mathematics, science, arts, and many more. Her teacher even taught her singing and reciting poems. Rose liked physical education the most, where she could play football and volleyball. Months passed, and Rose was doing exceptionally well in her studies. All the teachers who taught her liked her very much for her seriousness towards studies. This made Jasmine jealous. Why is she always getting praise? Why not me? Her inner voice spoke. One day in school, Rose was doing her homework set by her class teacher. Her class teacher was out for a meeting. Jasmine hated Rose because she was always being praised by all the teachers in school. Then an idea suddenly struck Jasmine's mind. It was a bad idea. She wanted to lie. Ha 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 ha. Rose, I just saw your mother at the canteen. She said that your father had met with an accident. He is now at the hospital, lied Jasmine. Really? Yes. Oh no! Rose rushed home, crying. Jasmine laughed wickedly. Ha ha. She then scribbled all over Jasmine's notebook. Upon reaching home, Rose saw her parents sitting at the veranda. Her father looked all right. Phew. She went back to school. When Rose reached school, she was shocked to see that her book had been scribbled all over. Jasmine couldn't hold her laughter to see Rose crying. Rose was afraid that her teacher would scold her, but fortunately, teacher knew that Rose didn't do such thing like that. The bell rang. Ring, ring, and everyone went back home. When Rose was walking home, she heard someone yelling for help. Help! Help! It was Jasmine. Her legs got stuck in between of a huge tree. Jasmine couldn't get up. Rose felt really sorry for Jasmine and went for her aid. Jasmine thanked Rose and apologized. She promised that she would never do anything like that anymore. From that day onwards, Jasmine became as hardworking as Rose. And good job. Her teacher always praised her. Jasmine and Rose became best friends. Jealousy can lead. Jealousy can lead us to do something that can hurt others' feelings. The end. Thank you.
Thank you very much, girls. All right. Okay, let's give them another round of applause. Okay, that's good. Now, next up is from 4E, right? Okay, 4E. The first pair. We have Vicky and Jolene. All right. Hold on a while. Let's wait for the judges. Judges, okay? Vicky and Joylene. Okay. Ready? Girls, once you're ready, you may begin.
Good morning, fellow teachers, judges, and friends. My name is Vicky.
And my name is Joylene.
And we are from Class 4E. Today, we are going to be presenting a story called Hari Mari. Hope you enjoy! Mari was a sloth. He liked to hang from trees, eat vegetables, and sleep a lot. He was also very slow. Others were always hurrying Mari.
Hurry, Mari, his teacher said.
Hurry, Mari, his friend shouted.
Hurry, Mari, the lunch lady coaxed. But I'm still chewing on my breakfast, replied Mari.
Mari tried to explain that sloths moved slowly, but Hurry Mari was all everyone said to him all the time.
Mari tried using his imagination to make himself move faster.
Nothing worked. He just could not be rushed.
I wish everyone could see that I'm doing my best, he said with a sigh.
Only his family understood. They never hurried Mari. Mari also had a secret wish. He dreamt on being good at sports. But Hurry Mari was all his friends, and coach told him during physical education lessons.
One day, Mari's class set off on a trip to the shore. They were learning to wakeboard. Everybody was excited.
I will be the fastest, boasted Cheetah. Not as fast as me, hooted Monkey. Mari hung back. He was certain that he would also be slow on water.
Stand up slowly on the board, said Panda, their teacher. Don't hurry.
Cheetah went first. He took one swift leap and splashed into the water.
Don't hurry, said Panda.
Monkey went next. He jumped up quickly and fell on his bottom.
Don't hurry, said Panda.
It was Mari's turn. He held the rope and waited.
The boat started moving. Mari waited.
The boat moved faster. Mari waited.
The boat moved even faster.
Still, Mari waited. Ever so slowly, he pushed up onto his legs. Ever so slowly, he put one foot in front of the other.
Ever so slowly, he landed on the board. Hooray, Mari, cheered his friends.
When Mari got home, he told his family about how he was the fastest in wakeboarding in his class.
How did you do it, Mari? They asked.
I didn't hurry, said Mari proudly. Not a single bit. Mari learned that even if he was slow, there is always something that he is good at because everyone has their strengths. Thank you.
Very much, girls. Everyone, let's give them another round of applause. Good. All right. Let's have the next pair from 4E. Okay.
Hello?
Okay, we wait a while for the judges to discuss. Judges, ready? All right, boys, once you're ready, you may begin.
Good morning, fellow teachers, judges, and Concordians. My name is Joshua.
And my name is Shriyansh.
Today we are going to be presenting a story of wonder. Let's begin. I know I can't change my appearance, but maybe, just maybe, I can change the way people look at me.
This is a story about a 10-year-old boy with genetic abnormalities resulting in a misshapen face despite having nearly 27 surgeries to correct it. People stare at him and judge him by his looks, but Augie tries not to let it bother him.
I like to wear an astronaut helmet everywhere I go because no one can tell that I look different. I know I'm not an ordinary kid. I mean, sure, I do ordinary things. I eat ice cream, I ride my bike, I play ball, I love science,
and I have a big dream about being in outer space, just like any ordinary kid. Augie, having been homeschooled for most of his childhood, is surprised to hear from his parents that he is enrolled in 5th grade in Beecher Prep School. At first, Augie is nervous about the school, but after a quick orientation with a group of students, Augie looks forward to entering a school for the first time. At school, I became friends with Jack and Summer. A popular boy named Julian teased me and spread rumors about me to the rest of the school. I found out about the plague. Apparently, this is a game. Anyone who accidentally touches me has only 30 seconds to wash their hands before they catch the plague. Augie takes this all good naturedly and courageously. On Halloween, Augie is excited about the celebration in school because everyone can wear costumes and he can hide his face. It's so awesome when I'm wearing the costume. I usually walk with my head down to avoid being seen, but on Halloween, I walk with my head up high, especially when people don't like to touch me because they think I'm contagious. It's so cool. Oh yeah, Chewy, up high. However, when Augie walks into the classroom, he overhears his friend's conversation. Actually, you know Augie? He looks like one of those shrunken heads. Yeah, he looks exactly like that. If I were to look like him, seriously, I'd put a hood over my head every day. I left the classroom without anyone knowing I've been there. I want a little tiny spot I could disappear into. I want a hole that I could fall inside of. A little black hole that would eat me up. Augie's fragile world came tumbling down with this betrayal and refuses to go to school. Eventually, his sister Via convinces him not to let the bullies win. Don't give them that power over you. Don't give them that satisfaction. Augie does return to school and continues to rely on his kindness and courage to build connections. So much so that when he is later assaulted, he is surprised to see how many people came to his aid. People chose to help. People chose to stand up for him and protect him. Everyone chose to be kind to Augie. At the end of the year, we attended the Beecher Prep graduation ceremony, and I am awarded the Henry Ward Beecher Medal for exhibiting quiet strength and inspiring kindness. Now everyone knows me for who I am and not for what I look like. Thank you, Mom, for sending me to school. Augie's mother thanked him for being such a wonder to everyone in his life. Thank you.
Thank you very much, boys. That's a very cool prop. Okay, thank you. Okay, now we will have the the pair from 4F. Okay, are you ready? Okay, you can set up your props first. This is Mecca and Jerry, right? All right, girls. Once you're ready, you may begin.
Test. A wonderful morning to our dear schoolmates and teachers. I am Eka.
And I'm Jerry from Class 4F. Today, we are thrilled to share with you an inspiring story.
It's entitled What Do You Do With an Idea? Written by Kobu Yamada. One day, I had an idea. Where did it come from? Why is it here? I wondered. What do you do with an idea? At first, I didn't think too much about it. It seemed kind of strange and fragile. I didn't think too much about it, so I just walked away from it. I acted like it didn't belong to me. But it followed. I was afraid of what others would think. What would people say about my idea? I kept to myself. I hid it away and didn't talk about it. I tried to act like everything was the same before my idea showed up. I had There's something magical about my idea. I had to admit it. I felt better and happier when it was around. It wanted food. It wanted to play. Actually, it wanted a lot of attention. It grew bigger and we became friends. I showed it to other people even though I was afraid that if people saw it, they would laugh at it. I was afraid that if people saw it, they would think it was silly. And many of them did. They say it was no good. They say it was too weird. And they say it would never become anything. And at first, I believed them. I actually thought about giving up my idea. I almost listened to them. But then I realized, what do they really know? This is my idea, I thought. No one knows it like I do. And it's okay if it's different and weird and maybe a little crazy. I decided to protect it, to care for it. I fed it good food, worked with it, played with it. I like being my idea. It made me feel more alive, like I could do anything. It shared its secrets with me. It is good to have the ability to see things differently. I couldn't imagine my life without it. Then, one day, something amazing happened. My idea changed right before my very eyes. It spread its wings, took flight, and burst into the sky. I don't know how to describe it, but it went from being here to being everywhere. It wasn't just a part of me anymore, it was now a part of everything. Then I realized what you do with an idea. You change the world. Our fellow Concordians, what do you think of the story? Why inspiring? Well, have you ever been in a situation when you think you have a brilliant idea but you have doubts about it or you're not confident enough to show it? Just because you think your friends might find it silly or your parents think it's a waste of your time? Well, this story is inspiring as it encourages us to embrace in our ideas, to welcome it instead of shoving it aside. When we have an idea, we need to give it space to grow and see what happens next, rather than be discouraged just because someone gave negative comments or you think it's not good enough. Remember, ideas can become reality. Dare to dream and make it happen. You can do it. Thank you.
Very much. Thank you very much, girls. Okay, let's give them another round of applause. Good job. All right. All right. We'll wait for the judges for a while. Okay. Last but not least, the final team for this P4 storytelling competition is from 4F and they are Dojun and Brennan. Okay, so let's welcome them with a round of applause. Okay, judges, you are ready? All right, good. Boys, you are ready? Okay, once you're ready, you may begin.
Hi, Logan. You seem engrossed in reading that book. Seems interesting.
Hi there, I'm Dojun and he's Polish. Hello, Brennan. Yes, it is. I'm reading a sad little fact written by Jonah Winter.
What a coincidence. I read this book before and it got me feeling inspired. Should we share it with our audience?
That's an excellent idea. Hi there, I'm Dojun and he's Brennan. We are from class 4F. The sad little fact written by Jonah Winter. There was once a fact, a little fact, a sad little fact. No one took the fact seriously. They laughed at it and called it names. You're just a lie. I don't believe you. And they walked right past it or stepped over it without so much as a blink. The sad little fact just had one thing to say back.
A fact is a fact.
We shouldn't have been such a big deal, but it was.
One day, the authorities demanded the sad little fact admit it was not a fact. But the sad little fact could not tell a lie, so it refused. Now the authorities grew angry. They hurled the sad little fact into a box, closed the lid, and buried it deep underground. And that was that. Inside, the sad little fact saw it was surrounded by other facts. They introduced themselves.
2 plus 2 equals 4.
Our earth is round.
Dinosaurs became extinct 66 million years ago.
And so on and so forth. It was a powerful collection of facts. But in time, the facts grew restless. They were tired of being in a box and wanted to get out,
I think a hole needs to be made,
suggested the sad little fact. But how? The facts had no tools, they were just facts.
Meanwhile, a bunch of lies created by the authorities were taking over the world outside the box. They too called themselves facts, but they weren't. The world grew dark. A hardy band of fact finders were troubled by the situation. Where are the real facts? They cried. Where have you buried them? But the only reply they got was, these are the facts. And so, the fact finders started digging, equipped with only shovels, flashlights, and a need to know the truth. They dug a tunnel, deep underground. At last, they heard voices, the sound of facts, hoping to be discovered. Finally, they found the box. They hoisted it out of the darkness and let out the facts.
In the clear blue light of the day, the facts were glorious in all their factual splendor.
A fact is a fact.
Cried the sad little fact, who was not so sad anymore.
A fact is a fact.
They all cried in unison. Some people choose to ignore the facts, turning their backs and walking away in a huff. But for those with minds and a need to know the truth, the facts could not be denied, and that is a fact. The end.
What we have learned from this story, my dear Concordians, is to stick to facts and not to be easily fooled by lies or hearsay.
After reading this story, we are inspired to stand for the truth, only the truth, and our actions and decisions are only governed by facts. Even if there are others who want to try to fool you, to take advantage of you, to control you by distorting the truth, no
matter what, they cannot deny that a fact is a fact, and that's a fact.
Thank you very much, boys. All right, take your seat. All right, I'm actually very impressed with all of you. Everybody from 4A to 4F did very, very well. Okay, I'm going to hand the mic to the main judge, Madam Laili, to announce the winners. Okay, we will give out the prizes during assembly next week. All right. So in the meantime, you'll wait, okay, for the judge to total up all your marks. So, ready? All right. I'll let the judges talk.
I cannot lie. A fact is a fact. Ready? My test. Okay. Yeah, the both of us we had a hard time. Okay, because yes, some of you use props, but some of you you didn't use prop, but you take the advantage of using your voice projection and your action to make up of the props that you didn't make. Okay, and there's a variety of inspiring stories, and that is well done. Okay, so we deliberated. Okay, and most of you, right, you did very well. So I will announce we have a tie for third position. Okay, we have a tie for third position. Okay, and the third position goes to Mansi Havisha from 4D. Come out here. And also Srinash and Joshua. Go. Up. Go up the stage. Yes. Okay, so this is a tie for third place, okay? And the second position goes to Yusuf and Subaraj. All right. And the first position, drum roll. The first place goes to Dojun and Brennan from 4F. Congratulations, everyone. Okay, congratulations.
All right, everyone, spread out and let's take a photo together. Judges, you want to be on stage also? It's okay? All right. All right, congratulations, everyone. Now, the rest of you don't feel disappointed. Everybody will get a certificate of participation. Everybody will get a simple gift from us. All right? Thank you very much, everyone. Give yourselves a round of applause. Good job.